All right, let's talk about what we're seeing in these Olympics. Now, I would say that this time around there was not as many distractions when comparing to the Olympics from 4 years ago, but then all of a sudden I see stuff like this, and pretty much a whole new can of worms open up. Now, the whole world saw that opening ceremony, and you had a lot of people taking offense to that. But when you cross the line between certain groups of people and their religion, it can get ugly really quick.
Clearly, there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. On the contrary, I think that Thomas Joly really tried to really intend to celebrate community tolerance. That was his word yesterday. And looking at the result of the polls that we shared, we believe that this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are of course really sorry.
And I can't imagine the idea of seeing religious attacks during live Olympic events because that can become a realistic possibility. And what athlete want to get involved in something like that for a medal? And more than likely, people everywhere also saw this fight featuring a trans woman out of Algeria. And of course, this did not end well due to her opponent abruptly ending the fight. She wanted none of it. Hey, look, just know it's the imagery of all this that looks bad. This woman looked like she wanted to call the police for domestic violence. I'm just being honest. I mean, you can tell she didn't want to look at the other fighter. She didn't even want the ref to grab her hand. And the IOC knows what this is turning into, and this will not go away. And you know, even I'm starting to look at these Olympics as just another platform to protest and politicize stuff beyond the realm of sports. Keep in mind that the modern Olympics has been a part of many controversies throughout. People have always used the Olympics as a platform for political gain. So with all these, let's call it situations and scenarios creeping back up, the IOC really needs to be careful with how they're handling all this. The Olympics is a world stage and you're not going to literally satisfy the entire world. I mean, how do you do that? Because I don't think there is an answer. It sometimes makes me question how much longer will the Olympics and the nostalgia that comes with it going to last? Because the integrity of equal competition in the Olympics was always under some kind of threat. Just look at the use of steroids and how that affected so many outcomes in the Olympics. That was the biggest threat to equal competition. It's still a threat though, but now we got to make room for a controversy that can be even more damaging. Biological men competing against biological women. This is now the new and top controversy when it comes to the threat of equal competition. Let's go back to boxing. There's at least two trans athletes that I know of competing right now. The one I mentioned earlier being a trans woman, and the other is actually a trans man out of the Philippines. And actually, there's a second trans woman out of Taiwan who just recently won her first match. Now, why is one more controversial than the other? Well, the trans man is actually competing against other women as a biological woman. So if he, and yes, I'm using the right context here, if he beats up on another woman in the ring, then it's likely acceptable because of the biology. But these trans women competing against other women as biological men is what got all the worms out of the can. It's becoming a mess. So what would happen had that trans man decided to fight against other biological men and get hurt? Let's just say it won't be a good look. But hey, if you made it this far, do this channel a favor and hit that subscribe button and like this video. But I'll tell you like this. The IOC got a real situation on their hands. And didn't they already ban certain trans athletes like Leah Thomas from competing against biological females in these current Olympics? Is she going to be reconsidered in the future? Will there be a solution to all this? Leave your thoughts in the comments.